Hello everyone and welcome back to my Minecraft Let's Play. This episode we're going to finish out this access tunnel, and at the other end of it there's a little hidden valley, and my intention is to build a village in there. Here we go. As you can see, it's not very big, but it is well hidden. We've got a mountain range on one side and, well, technically two sides, and then a little rise here, and at the other end there is a small ocean with a bit of a hill. Let's get a little aerial up here. As you can see, we have a spruce mountain covered mountain range reaching off to the east. And yeah, so first thing we're going to do, oh, I already did, so let me show you. I finished let's put that on hold for just a minute. It seems the weather guides have decided to come and visit. Alright, I'm going to sleep through the night real quick. Alright, let's try that again. So, I didn't record it, but I got the tunnel finished. I apparently forgot to hit replay. And let's just zip around here. Now there is more work I want to do on this side. If we come up here, that little chunk of obsidian that's floating above the entrance, I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with that, or if I'm going to keep it. But let's just zip through the tunnel here, and you can see the finished product. Nice and smooth and clean. I'll probably put some ribs in there later to kind of break up the monotony. But for now, I think it looks pretty good. Let's take a look at the main entrance to the valley. We've got a nice little hill here. I'm probably going to raise that up a little, add some more trees. We've got these little tide pools with reeds. I think that looks pretty cool. And coming over here, we've got a little sand dike and a sinkhole. Weird terrain generation, but it's easy enough to fix that. We'll just have to flood this area, take out the sand, and probably that little strip of land reaching out into it. Oh, we got a wandering trader. But right here, that little peninsula that I think is going to end up going away. I want to open up the bay a little bit. But for now, that's going to be a future project. For now, let's see, we've got some caves in the side here. This is the biggest one. And then if you look up here, there's another one above it, and a little nook up there. But here is my first attempt at the village. Now, I wasn't sure what to do with the corner, so I did this diagonal thing. I didn't care for it, so I'm taking that down. Also, I think the boardwalk's a little too high up on the hill. I want it more at water level. So, alternate version number 2. I replaced the diagonal building with a round, just going to do like a guard tower. But it's too much white, so I'm going to revisit that. But the main reason all of this is here is to house our little employment agency. So I'm building a villager breeder. And to do that, I need to carve out a one chunk space. So let's find, I got the chunk borders on. Let's find where the corner is. And that little red line there, I think, is the corner. So we'll go ahead and establish our perimeter. I'll grab this copper while I'm at it. But this is the opposite corner, and that establishes our perimeter. So now all I have to do is empty out the middle. So let's jump to that, and here it is. One chunk square, well, square-ish. So it's 16 by 16 by 9 high. And that's going to be where we set up the farm. And then under the farm, we'll have the collection bit and the training facility in the back wall. And it'll be fun. It'll be great. So first thing we gotta do is put some dirt up here to grow crops on. Figure out exactly where we want it. I'm thinking I'm probably going to move it more into this corner. There we go. And then we'll wall it in. Too high should be enough to keep the villagers contained. Also, I'm probably going to replace this stone with glass because I want to be able to see what's going on. Keep track so if there's any issues, I'll know about them sooner than later. But now that we've got the farmlands contained, we'll move on to the utility area. This is where we're going to put the beds. And just box that in. And now we need some villagers. So this guy has been sitting here since the server started. We're going to go ahead and give him a job. Alright, let me break that. There you go. Jump right in the boat. So I just got to pull him around the corner here. And then we're going to see if we can fly him over to the next village. Where I've got another guy already staged. And fortunately, it's easy enough to tow a boat with a lead. Now, they did fix the lead mechanics, so they're a lot stronger now. They don't break as easy. The only downside is if you're trying to pull them on elytra, as soon as you launch a rocket, lead breaks. So you have to do only gliding, which means we got to get really high. I've only got one stack of scaffolding, so let's hope that's high enough to get to the next stopping point. That village right there is where I need to end up. And let's see. A gliding we will go. Okay. So far so good. He looks like he's having fun. And I just have to do a very gradual descent. And it looks like I might just make it. There's the other guy right there. And yes, perfect. So all I have to do is hop into this boat. And we'll head out across the sea to the Hidden Valley. I'm going to be jumping around a little bit in this video because I didn't do a very good job of recording. And there's a lot of dead spaces. But these guys seem to be having fun. So we're going to skip ahead to the valley itself here. And made it just before it gets dark. So now we are going to jump to the finished product. And here is the finished, finished for now, our little valley domicile. I've got a number of shops already set up. Let me just tie up my boat. I'll give you the grand tour. Need to get rid of that chest. But up here, I'm going to be building a rock quarry and mason station where we sell all the different rocks or different stone types. And over here, we have a little crafting area. Standard double furnace array with the auto loader for fuel. Also have the composter tied into it. And let's see. There's the composter. We've got an anvil. We've got a stone cutter. Crafting table up top. And we'll just close that door because that's the area we're going to show next. So this building is going to be, for now at least, it's going to be the crafting area. This entire structure is a stairwell. So come down here, that takes you into the farmer's area. You come up here, and that is the passageway leading back to the Stronghold, or the Stronghold entrance. Through here is back into the crafting area. And then right above it, I have this little studio apartment. Not fully furnished at the moment, but we're going to work on that. And then back into the stairwell. That's back down where we were just at. And if you come up this way, we have a door leading to the roof. We have the nice little glass railing here looking over the valley. And then come back down here. And around and around and through here we have, it's kind of a little art gallery. It's just an access hallway. It takes you across to the other stairwell. This is our farmer's market. We have the 3 farmers, and between them you can get all the food supplies you could ever want. Also great deals on selling melons and pumpkins. I'm going to have to set up a farm for those. We've got one back at the main base, but I want to put a local one so I can make easy emeralds. And then right through here is the fishmongers. These are our fishermen, Daryl, and his brother Daryl. Pretty sure that's a quote from an old Bob Newhart show. Back out here, we've got the docks where I keep a fishing pole. So we can just fish right off the pier, bring it in, sell it to these guys, easy money. This is my office where I take care of all the paperwork managing the construction projects, and I love the way this map came out. It perfectly centered in the middle of the valley. I couldn't have planned it any better than that. It's beautiful. But I've got some storage, mostly junk, ender chest, access to the balcony right here, which gives you a perfect view of the valley. And we go upstairs, you'll see I have my bedroom, little writing table, chair, a lamp in the corner, a few paintings, kung fu fighting, and then my double bed. Gotta have a double bed. I need to get a cat. Also, right here in the wardrobe, we have an emergency exit that takes us up to the ceiling. So we can make an easy escape or an entrance if it's just easier to come in that way. So I like it. It's nice and cozy. So let's go back downstairs and I will give you the rest of the tour. So this is the boathouse. This is where we load up villagers to ship off to any of the places connected by water. I've got this garage door system here. It's kind of a rolling door. At least that was my intention. Hope it came across that way. I had to put the boats in here because apparently a zombie baby, or drowned baby, found his way in here and started reconverting my villagers. So I may have to do something different with that door at some point. But this is kind of the harbor master's office. It's tiny. I may have to redo it if I want to make it a little more functional. But for now, it'll work. Back there is the staircase leading up into the hill. Sorry, my throat's a little gunked up. But let's go. Yeah, we got some llamas stashed in the cave over there. The wandering trader dropped those off. Let's go into the main thing that's here, and that is our employment agency. Happy villagers working together for a brighter future. I'm going to work on the slogan. But this is it. I've got a standard farm up here where we grow carrots. Got 2 villagers that harvest all the goodies and recruit young would-be employees. That's how we're going to sell it. We're recruiting them. And then we just throw out a few beds in preparation of the new arrivals. Never mind the zombie noises in the background there. That's just Dolores. We'll meet her in a minute. But yeah, so once we have the beds laid out, they'll start recruiting. And okay, it's nighttime and I cannot sleep here. Let me get rid of the night here and we'll continue the tour. Okay. So up there is the farm. Down here is where we catch the villagers and bring them in to get them staged. I got railroad tracks going everywhere. You got mine carts in here that feed into this dispenser. If you come over here, we can use this to push the villagers down into the catch facility. There we go. And then if we need to, we can use that piston to push them back out. But for now, we just active. Oh, before I do that, let me make sure all the rails are pointing in the right direction, which they were not. Don't want to skip anything. All right, so we activate the system. Moves the guy over here where we have our initial training station. So you pick out whatever profession it is you want to give him. Set it down. Give him a minute to take hold, and then you just make one purchase, either selling or buying, depending on what villager you've got. There we go. And now he's locked in. So we can put this away. If I get the right tool. There we go. And on to the next station. So flip the switch, and that'll route him to the next station. All I have to do is push this button. And now he's going to meet our Human Resources Director, Dolores. She's very thorough. He's going to be a little tired when he gets out, but he'll be fully understanding the value of selling low and buying high. I'm not sure that's how it normally works, but it's how it works here. So now he's exhausted, he's looking a little green. So we take him over here to the medical scanner. Here he'll receive his vaccinations. Make sure he's healthy and clean. It's going to be a little jittery for a minute. First we got to give him some vitamins. So let me grab our little vitamin packet here. There you go. You can see it's working. He's got the shakes. About 4 minutes it takes to complete the cycle. And here we go. One perfectly healthy villager. And now that he's been vaccinated, we just shift the rail. Make sure this one's locked in the right spot. And then we move him on to the next station where we complete his training. So let's take a look and see what he's got. So that part I don't think changed. I think those were always 1 emerald. So we're going to move him up to the next category. Oh, give him a second. There we go. He's apprentice level now, and he's buying iron for 1 emerald. 1 iron, 1 emerald. Down from what was originally 4, I believe. So we just load up on iron ingots. And make some room in the inventory. And then we'll do a quick purchase. There we go. And now we wait till he gets up to journeyman. He's selling iron shovels and axes, enchanted, for 1 emerald each, so that's not bad. But we've kind of passed the point where iron tools are a thing. Alright, so he's met his quota for the day, so we're going to have to give him a minute. Also, I need to put down a workstation, because he won't reset his trades for that one. And while we're at it, we'll check out. Looks like we have our first new recruit. The elders are instructing him on the ways of good salesmanship. That's how I'm going to sell it. So, back to this guy. He's reset his trades. Journeyman goes up to, what is the next one? Expert. And now he's buying diamonds for an emerald. That's never going to happen. Ever. But we jump to master, and that's the moment we're all waiting for. What have you got for us? Scroll down. Okay, for 1 emerald, you can get an efficiency 1 diamond axe. Not bad at all. And for 5, silk touch efficiency 3 diamond pickaxe. That is awesome. In fact, I'm going to make some room here. I want to buy one of those because I could always use a backup. But yeah, so that's a good villager. Now that we've got him fully trained, we can take the workstation here and decide where we want to do with him. So I have two options. Depending on where his final destination is, I can either shift this over, flip that, and send him over here with the rest of these guys. We've already got job assignments. How's it going, dude? And we have an extra spot on the boat. Extra spot on the boat. I can talk. Seriously. Or, option number 2, we flip this, and it'll send them down this way, where we can either stage them here, get them ready for somebody to pick up, or we can send them straight. Let's see, is that right? No, let me flip that back. There we go. Send them straight down to the nether portal, which will take them to the nether roof, where we can pretty much move them to anywhere on the server. Easy peasy. But this guy actually has a job assignment. He is going to be joining the rest of these individuals in the end to populate our trading post that we built 2 episodes ago. So that's going to be our next episode. Is we're going to be shipping all these guys out there. We've got a few plans for that. Let me just nudge him into his seat here. How's it going, man? Alright, I need you to get in your seat. And don't forget to fasten your seatbelt. There you go. Alright, so that's 6 villagers ready to go. I can boat them down to the end portal. And we'll be getting that going. That's going to be a future episode. So, here's the final fly through with shaders. I really think this came out pretty well. It looks a lot better than the first 2 versions I was trying to build. And that's going to be it for this episode. So if you liked it, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.